Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Packers aren't playing today. It's our bye week, so I decided I'd take a little extra time on the 75 gallon tank maintenance today. Pretty much just got a razor blade out and scrubbed or scraped and then scrubbed all the algae off the glass to make it as clear as I could. Usually it's what I do every week, but I'm not as meticulous as I did this week. I got a couple new plants that I'd like to show you, and also my next project. So getting closer here. I did rescape the driftwood. I did cut a notch out of that section there. It was just a little too tall for my liking. And I took the actual other end and stuck it down into the sand. And I just kind of piled everything together. I moved the anubias around, keep it down a little lower so it's not so close to the top. And tied all the roots and stuff, and they're all kind of getting scraggly. I like it like that. It looks a little natural. Piled some rocks in there, give some of the smaller fish hiding places. Crenum calamistratum is getting pretty darn big. I love that plant. I like how wild it looks. Just, you know, it gets kind of gnarly looking. Over here with the Madagascar lace. This one here, if you remember, was the one that went dormant. It was the original one that I got the day I set this up, or actually got it, water in it and everything moving. My wife was up in Madison at Living Art Aquarium, where I get all my stuff, and picked it up for me. She knew I really wanted it, so she picked it up. And it grew like crazy at first, and then it went dormant for a couple months. It really worried me. But look at all the leaves on here, and they're getting big too. I mean, for such a short time, I mean, it's really going, taking off. And I have the smaller one in here too. This ruffle sword really isn't going as well as I thought. I mean, there's new growth obviously right there, but it's just not as, you know, getting as big as I thought it would, or filling out, I guess I'd say. Neither is that flame sword back in there, that flame sword. It's getting the red on it, which I like, but it's just really not filling out. All the crypts, I did weed some of these out. My younger sister Natasha bought a beta tank and bought a what is it called? A mustard gas crown tail beta up in Madison. Really beautiful looking beta. Colors are just stunning on it. And she wanted some live plants in there, so I gave her some easy ones, some of the crypts and some of these. I would say they're like a narrow leaf val, or even like looks like a taller sage if it isn't a val, but I'm pretty sure they're like a narrow leaf or a dwarf val. But yeah, it looks really nice in there. The fish actually loves it. Got some of this red Nasea up there in Madison. It's supposed to be pretty rare, especially for around here. It's losing some of the red. I do dose iron. It also has the fluorite, the red fluorite at the bottom. It should help it with the iron. The roots really haven't taken hold, so I'm assuming that's probably why it's losing its red and just growing green until the roots can get to that iron. Which, I mean, it's still, there's not a lot of die-off on them. Just growing there, there's a lot of new growth on there, but it's green, so I'm hoping that kind of comes back. And then here, I've actually trimmed a lot of it back, but I've got some Limnophilia aromatica, and you can see if I can get it to focus real nice. And this is all false pearling because of the water change. This does pearl quite a bit during the day, but it's really nice and pink. This one's nowhere near as dark as the other ones were. This one down here is the one I just trimmed today off the top of that right there. And they were really big. There were a lot of side shoots that came out, and that's what these here are. And I just pop those out, pop the leaves off of the bottom little, maybe quarter to half inch, and then stick them down in the sand. Basically, these little side shoots, when they grow out, I will be taking them back up and reselling them. I don't need anywhere near that many, but it does look really nice. So and the beautiful pinkish red that gets up on top there is really nice and stunning. That it was pretty big when I got it. I got 3 stems for $2. So I don't know how they gave me such a good deal, but I wasn't going to complain about it. And then I'll just take this stuff up and resell it. I've got a Pongeton Natans that I bought. It's supposed to be a fast grower. It had some pretty big leaves on it. They died off, and the smaller leaves are starting to fill in at the bottoms. And then up top, I'll show you, I did get a second light. So this one here is my original fixture, and then this one here is the second. The exact same thing. I did run the power through the end cap. You can pop them off. I didn't fix them together. I want it spread out a little bit, so that way I can get highlight in the front and in the back. I don't really have as much shadow effect going on in there. So yeah, so that's a 75. Oh, we'll show you too. I don't know if I said before, but my tank is now on the bottle. I bought a CO2 tank from a place in Madison called the Wine and Hop Shop. They do mostly like home brewing and winemaking equipment. So bought the tank for about $80. It's refurbished, completely redone, and guaranteed that there are no issues with it. Bought a regulator. There's a magnetic valve on it, and that's hooked up to the timer. That turns on an hour before the lights turn on, and it turns off an hour before the lights turn off. Over here, that is all the water wisteria, and I just put some sand down in there from the old 30-gallon, and that's what the roots are taking in. I put some root tabs and stuff in there. I don't think it'll need it. This stuff is growing like crazy in here. It's sucking up all the nitrates. And then this light kicks on when the tank lights shut off. So, and then down in here, all my extra filter media. That is filter media from the canister, small canister filter. And I'll show you here in a second. I will be right back. Okay, so here is my new project. I bought the Fluval EBI, or EBI, depends on how you want to say it. I did buy the second light, so I will have 2 of those on there. That is in the box. I decided 1 light probably wouldn't be enough after looking at all the reviews. Other people are putting, higher lights on there, and I figured I'd want to keep it, factory look, or keep it pretty nice. So I just threw a second light in on the order. So it'll be well over 3 watts per gallon. I'll be able to grow pretty much whatever I want in there, but I'm going to plan on an Iwagumi style. I mean, it's not, that's not going to be that easy for a tank that small. But again, it's not going to be that expensive either. It's only 7.9 gallons. Here's the filter I'm going with. It is a turtle tank filter. It's up to 30 gallons. I just want to keep the filter that they give you. There's a picture of it on the side of the box. It's an in-tank filter, but it just takes up a lot of real estate in there. From everybody I've seen, they're all modifying it or doing something else, because it just takes up a lot of space in there. So I'm going with a canister. Hopefully this works really well. I've seen videos where people are doing nano tanks with this, like shrimp tanks. It gives a lot of circulation and water flow and stuff like that, so that'll be great. And like I said, the main tank has the media in the sump, so that's picking up that bacteria for me. That kind of help with that cycling process. And I'm going to get another bag of the Fluval Stratum that came with it. It's going to be nowhere near enough in there. So, and I want to do probably cherry shrimp at first, and then go to the crystal reds, which are on there. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but yeah, that's going to be a nice little endeavor I've got planned. I'm going to make a stand for it too, and I want to keep a real nice sleek look. So I'm past the 10-minute mark. I'll let you guys go. Hopefully your football team wins, and I will see you again next time.